Here we go. Making some Spanish rice. Kirk's recipe, Spanish rice. We're going to have some tea, as always. Sweet tea. Cool. Alright, we're using jasmine rice today. We're going to rinse it. We're going to rinse it really good to get all the starch off of it. Whatever else might be in there. We're going to put 2 cups of rice into this tea strainer. I'm going to rinse it under cold water until the water runs clear. It's going to take a while. I don't know, maybe 30 seconds or so. We'll see. You can see where the water is running a little bit milky colored in the sink there. It's a pretty good shot there of the milky colored water. That's going to continue to get more and more clear. Shake it around so that the water can get all through the rice and rinse it out really well. You don't want any of that starch left in there. You don't want your rice to be sticky for this Spanish rice dish. You don't want it to clump together. You want it to come apart real nice and be fluffy. It'll be more fluffy without that starch. So that's the first step whenever I use rice. You can use basmati rice for this too. I just prefer jasmine. So we're going to get it rinsed off here. Water's starting to run clear. That last little bit. There we go. Let's see if we can dry it up a little bit. Let it sit over on the side and drain some more drip out of that strainer. We're going to melt a half stick of butter. I'll turn the heat on this skillet. It's a 10-inch skillet, by the way. I use this one a lot for my 2-cup rice dishes. We're going to turn the heat up on high. Well, it's medium high, almost high. Just to get that butter melted. We're using Knorr tomato bouillon. And today we're going to use some of the New Mexico Hatch red chili pepper. We're going to give our rice a little kick. And we're going to put some Goya Saison, 1 packet. You can see I got a big box of it. I use this stuff a lot. I use it in my red chili sauce for my huevos rancheros. And I use it in this Spanish rice dish. I'm going to go ahead and open that packet up and dump it in my 2-cup measuring cup, because we've got 2 cups of rice that we've rinsed, and we're going to put 2 cups of water in this rice. And the water's going to have that pack of Saison. It's also going to have, I usually go with 1 tablespoon of this Hatch red chili. It's a medium red chili. I'm going to go with just a little bit more today. Kick it up just a little bit more and go with 2. Make it a little bit spicy. It's a medium red chili. It's not real hot. So this is going to give it a nice little kick. If you don't like spicy, then you can leave it out. I would suggest to at least put a teaspoon in, though. The tomato bouillon, you want to be careful with this stuff. It's pretty salty. It's got a lot of flavor. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons, 2 level tablespoons of this Knorr tomato bouillon. It's actually a chicken tomato bouillon. Like I say, you got to be careful with it. It is pretty salty stuff, and it is strong. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up to the 2-cup mark. There we go. I'm going to put my little whisk in there, and I'm going to whisk this up really well until I don't see any lumps or anything else. Want to smooth it up real nice. It's going to be harder to do that once you get it in the rice. So go ahead and whisk it up as good as you can right here. Looks good. Looks like the butter's melting along pretty well. We're on medium-high heat, so you got to watch it. Don't walk away from it. You don't want the butter to burn, obviously. And this is just a half stick of butter. You're going to have to go for a drink of tea here. Got to have that sweet tea, even in the winter, all year long. Especially in the summer. Drink a lot of it. All right, I'm going to swirl that butter around. Looks like a lot of butter, but once you get 2 cups of drained rice in there, it is not. Works out really well. We're going to toast the rice. Shaking it a little bit just to make sure we've got as much moisture off of it as we can. As soon as that last little bit of butter melts, we're going to put that 2 cups of rice in there and get toasting. We're on medium-high heat right now, so we can toast this rice, melt this butter and toast this rice. I'm going to go ahead and dump that rice in. 2 cups of rice. I'm going to stir that rice around really well, get it incorporated in that butter, get butter all over it. We're still on medium-high heat here. We want to toast the rice. You definitely don't want to walk away from this. It'll burn pretty quickly. Continue to stir it. Still on medium-high heat. Just continue to move it around. Move the grains off the bottom to the top, and so every grain gets a little toast on it, a little toast flavor on it. You're going to start to smell the rice. You can see the rice is changing color, starting to go from a kind of a shiny, a bit translucent to an opaque white. You're also going to start smelling it after a minute or two. You're going to start getting that aroma of that toasting rice. Really, it smells really good. You will smell it. That's how you know it's getting started, and you're going to see it start to turn opaque. Still on medium heat, medium-high heat. Rice, well, I've got some rice ready to go here. It's ready for the liquid. 2 cups of water mixed with our spice. We've got 2 tablespoons of medium hatch New Mexico red chili and a couple of tablespoons of Knorr tomato bouillon, chicken tomato bouillon actually, 2 cups of water, and a packet of the Goya Saison, which is coriander and a few other spices. I put that in everything, basically. I stirred that around to get all the grains loose, make sure none of them are stuck together. Everybody's happy. Everybody's swimming in the tomatoey. We're going to cook this for a while, around 30 minutes usually. I'm going to come back every once in a while. You see I come back here and I've got less liquid. I've still got a lot. It's still really soupy. Great. Rice is starting to pick up, starting to swell up, starting to gain the liquid. You got less liquid in your pan. Come back again in a few minutes. Now we've got a lot less liquid. Rice is still pretty damp, still pretty wet, and it's not all the way cooked. It's still really al dente right now. Stir it around really well. Try to get the rice off the bottom and move it to the top. Come back after a few more minutes. You can't really walk away from this and leave it. Now you can see I'm pulling the rice back. There's no moisture in the pan at all. rice has still got just a little bit of moisture on it. It's still just a little bit shiny, but it's losing its shine. It's almost finished. So after you put the water in and cover it and turn it down to low, I think I forgot to tell you that. Once you put the water in, turn the stove down to low and just leave it on low. Now you can see we're getting just about done. Looks really good. It's coming. You don't have anything stuck together. I'm going to move around, stir it around real well, break it all up. Looks like it's ready to go. I'm going to dish it up. You can see that there's no lumps. Looks really good. And there you go. Spanish rice. Chef K's Spanish rice. Get that tea. See you next time.